I can't travel outside the continental United States because they put a red notice on me from Interpol, and a capture and kill notice.
What is your story of resilience, your personal story?
Well, when I deal with resilience, the other thing though too is no matter how hard you hit me and knock me down, I come right back up. That's the part of being resilient and understanding exactly what it is first off your knowledge, your capabilities, the things you can and cannot do. And also being resilient is drive. It's motivation. Having the ability to go in there and look at yourself internally and say, oh, these are the things I can and can't do. These are my financial limitations, my educational limitations, and so forth. And if I want to be resilient, I want to be able to change those things. I want to be able to go out there and say, I want to make more money. I need to be more educated. I need to be able to do more things. And that's what I had to do. I was dealt a very different hand, in life. I did not grow up with privilege and with access to good education and just based around where I lived. I really strived to get a better education than I had because I didn't come from privilege, didn't have a lot of money, grew up relatively poor in life, but I became very wealthy in knowledge once I got past high school into a college level. And then I applied that into what I want to be able to do with my career. And that was certifications, that was training, that was long hours of nights, not going partying with my friends, not spending a lot of money, being very conservative and frugal with my time, effort, energy, and money to apply that to where I was going to be after I came out of a 5-year college with my BFA, my MFA, and then soon started working on my master's degree was, hey, this is what I need to be able to do. And to do those things, to accomplish those things, I've got to be very resilient to all the trappings that were around me at that time. And I really concentrated that into making sure that I had a plan, making sure that I was being able to meet the milestones I wanted to in my life, within my career, as well as where I wanted to be projecting myself within the next 3, 5, and almost 7 years.
What is your advice to others on becoming more resilient as a human? For those who haven't seen our first podcast together on cybersecurity, are probably wondering why you're wearing the mask.
Well, the reason why I have to wear a mask is because the line of work and stuff that I do, I was actually doxxed by a nation state, a foreign power. And when they tried to do that, they tried to manipulate my life, my credit, my history, everything. They went after me, my wife, my dog, my grandparents, my parents, everything to dox me, and also tried to SWAT team twice. We as a family unit had to become very resilient to understanding that my line of work is very dangerous. I have to protect my identity because they do use facial recognition software. They do use ways of trying to digitally track me for what it is that I do, within my career. And I also had to tell my neighbors, I had to tell my family, they might try to be able to do some things to you to get to me. We had to be very resilient with that. And then on top of that, we had to work with state and federal agencies. I had to work with a lawyer, my own personal lawyer, a JAG lawyer, and the Department of Defense to make sure that my, first off, personal life was not accessible. So we had to harden that. Then we had to harden my background and my history to make sure that that was not accessible to the general public. And then again, we had to go in there and my finances, because they want to financially come after me. That was one of the hardest things. Was I'm audited by the IRS every 6 months, do my taxes quarterly. And then on top of that, though, too, is they want to make sure that I don't travel outside the continental United States. So I can't go to the Bahamas or go on a vacation or a cruise somewhere like normal people do. I can't go to Mexico. I can't go to Canada, and I can't go to Alaska or Hawaii. So I can't travel outside the continental United States because they put a red notice on me from Interpol, and a capture and kill notice, which means that I can either be captured or killed because I had been working with our government against their government in a counter-espionage as well as counter-surveillance capacity. So it was very interesting. It was very hard. It really affected me and my life, my child's life, and my family life. But we became a lot more bonded by this and a lot more centric by this. So that is the reason why I have to wear the mask on all the interviews, is to kind of protect my identity so it's not leaked out there online.